Oh, warriors, malcontents, blockheads. That's all I need. Go away. You go away, you, and leave me to my peace. Start to turn away, but the hermit says, Wait! Let you do something for me. There's too many of you running around. I have a message for you to take. You get paid on delivery. Will you take it? Sure. Hermit throws you a grimy papyrus scroll, rolls up against your foot. Good, my friend lives in a shack like this to the north. Take it to him. He'll pay you. Now go away! We've seen that person before. They didn't want to talk either. We've got a quest. We've got a quest. I guess this session is Boromag messes around and doesn't actually accomplish the quest because he went in the wrong place. Hey, it was a tomb and it was full of Fomorians. I mean, what do you want from me? Knock, knock. You try the door. It's locked. Voice inside says, Who is it? What's your business here? You ask to speak with him or her. He or she cackles. I've told to avoid idiots like you. It was a wise choice. Go away! What the message the other hermit gave you for delivery. We have a message for you. After a moment, the door cracks open and a grimy hand pokes out. Let me see. You put the scroll into his or her hand. It disappears into the darkness. Voice says, Good. Took your time getting it here. Hey, I went straight here. Well, straight-ish. Now, you want payment. I have no payment, but you can get payment. Message. Take it, and you can get paid then. You can get what you deserve. Will you take it? Sure. Sheet of papyrus slides under the door. You pick it up, inspect it. You can't understand any of the writing. Take it west. Far west. Near Goagnar. Whatever that place is. Friend in a black hut. He will not answer. Slide it under the door. He will give you good payment. Short pause. Now go away! But hey, I got experience. And leveled up. And that's more important. Is there anything else I missed over here? Mostly I'm looking for windblown ghosts. That's the wolf graveyard. Nothing of note there. Okay, so we're trekking to Goagnar. Get in combat with wolves. Bad dog. Herbs! I see them there. I want them. Ooh, what is this? Temple of Brigantia. Hey guys. Or not. You are not the guys I was saying hi to. Now a strip of land stretches out to an island in the middle of the lake. Wouldn't it be a peninsula then? There's a large shrine on the temple? Don't you mean on the island? Halfway across, you are stopped by a group of guards, put there to watch the temple. When they see that you are from Nethergate, they solemnly wave you past. I have no idea where I am. Enter the Temple of Brigantia, the goddess of the Brigantes tribe. She is mostly the patron of water and of nature, and other things you don't have much time to pay attention to these days. You doubt that any of the Romans have assaulted this sacred place yet. Though there are guards everywhere, they don't look very worried. At the shrine at the center of the compound, you can see a druid performing a careful ritual. It's very quiet and peaceful. No major sacrifices must be taking place today. This seems like a good place to rest and look around for knowledge. Well, I like knowledge. Step onto the shrine of Brigantia. When you do, it's like stepping from night to day, like rising from an icy bath into a warm breeze. Your aches fade, your mind's clear, your vision sharpens. Everything seems better. To the north, a druid is looking at the sun, his arms outstretched, chanting. Occasionally he turns to a boy at his side and requests a knife or a bundle of mistletoe or maybe a rabbit, places an offering, and continues the chant. For a moment you feel a sense of great belonging and of pride in your people. The Romans may have come, but the old ways live on for now. You get close, the boy turns and motions for you to sit on the grass and join in the chanting. Do you? Sure. It takes some time for you to figure out the pattern in the chant, but you manage, and soon you are enthusiastically and somewhat inexpertly joining in. As you sing, the Druid sacrifices a rabbit, makes an offering of it, and sings out even more intensely. You start to feel a warm glow all over you. Your aches disappear entirely, and you feel incredibly energetic, as if you were children again. Eventually, you can't say for sure how much later, the chanting starts to slow down and the ceremony ends. The Druid turns and says, "Welcome, Chosen. I am Aiden. Welcome to our shrine." You stand and greet him. As you do, you notice that not all the energy you gained from the ceremony has faded. Hey, I got skill points. Well, that was worthwhile. Meet the head Druid of the Temple of Vergantia. He seems to be a quiet, tranquil sort of fellow, and as competent with a chant and a knife as any you've ever seen. He smiles and nods at you. Either he's exceptionally humble, or he has heard about your important task in Shadowvale. I am Aiden. Welcome, Chosen, to our temple. You're the leader here? I have that honor. I administer to the needs of the temple. I enact the rituals and make the sacrifices. I heal people in need and look after our ancestors as well. How do you look after your ancestors? The bones of all the Druids of centuries past lie in the catacombs below us. It falls to me to keep their remains protected. However, recently I've had a bit of difficulty in that area. If you are willing, willing and have the time, there's a task you could perform for me. Sure. Our predecessor, Owen, made an unfortunate deal in the Vale of Sold to the north. It's a dark place where the desperate trade their spirits for mortal favors. Owen made just such a trade. Go there and ask whoever you can find about Owen. Mention his name. And see if you can win his spirit's freedom. If you can win his freedom, I will reward you well. Cool. Okay. It's a lovely temple, lovely shrine, is it not? I think it is a jewel myself. I am far from unbiased. He laughs, then grows more serious. I fear, though, it may not stay so for long. Every day I fear the Romans come closer to finding us. Oh, would the Romans harm the temple? They would have little respect for this shrine, I fear. These days the gods attend to their own problems. But then you, the Chosen, know more about that than I. You know more than I of that fact. Why do you call me Chosen? Why, all of Shadowvale is abuzz over it. The fairies' hand chose you over all the great warriors in these lands to serve them. Everyone is gossiping, trying to find the reason they selected you. I don't know. You confess you have no idea why. You have no better an idea than anyone else. Aiden winks at you conspiratorially. Of course you don't know, of course. I understand perfectly. Okay, he's another heal bot, but I don't think he does any training. That's fine. No, I don't want to jump into the water. I don't think that would be very healthy. It had a large trench filled with bones and bodies. They were thrown in here, largely intact, and left to rot. Each died of a single wound delivered with a very sharp knife. Some were the sacrifice in the temple. They must have been sacrificed in the temple. The corpses are mainly sheep, cattle. Deeper in the pile, however, you can see some bones that look different. At least one of the skulls looks human. That'll happen. Oops. I let your cow out. Sorry. Regular fighter. People in this temple seem friendly enough. They probably wouldn't mind if you took some provisions for yourself. I don't think I will, but it's nice to know they wouldn't mind. You barely just entered this hut before a large, jovial warrior has placed a flagon of wine in your hand. Welcome to our home, or my home. I'm Owen. Says, come speak with me for a while. Cool. Who are you? You're a mighty warrior wearing a variety of jewelry. He looks like he is, or was, a chieftain, master of his own clan. Seems to be unlikely, though, considering he lives here. You introduce yourselves. Owen, just call me Owen, he says jovially after taking a long pull from his mug of wine. What are you? I'm a guard, just a guard. I have the honor of being the leader of the guard for this sacred place. You look out at night and drink during the day. What are you guarding against? No shortage of nasty creatures in Shadowvale ready to steal in here in the night. Just grab an alkalite or two for a feast. Goblins, wolves, keeps us busy, I'll tell you what. He drinks and wipes his mustache with the back of his hand. We guards are stuck here most of the time, and there is a wolf to the north which is picking off pilgrims lately. Slay it for me, and there will be a reward in it for you. Where is the wolf? There's a swamp north from here. There lives the wolf of the Fen, a legendary beast, mean, fast, and hungry. Lives on a hill surrounded by 4 tall stones. You may need to challenge it to draw it out, though. How would I challenge it? How to challenge it? That's a poser. Maybe if you made a loud noise, that might call it. Okay. Oops. Navigation is a little difficult sometimes. Shadowvale is a place of contrasts. One place might be bright and cheery, but take a dozen steps and you might find yourself in the mists and shadows. You'll just stumble over one of these contrasts. Suddenly you find yourself surrounded by mists. Your feet start sinking in the wet, sticky marsh. The sun is obscured by thick gray clouds, and the howls of wolves echo in the fog all around you. I navigate a safe path through treacherous terrain. Well, that's good. I like navigating safe paths. Didn't manage it that time, though. Reach the hill Owen described. You think you can hear the wolf. It circles quietly watching you. However, it doesn't come close enough to fight. You look around trying to spot it, but it eludes you. If only you had some way to challenge it. I challenge you! Ah! Maybe I need a horn. That would probably work. I've seen those laying around, but I haven't grabbed one. Hey, a bear. It's homing in on me. This area is very hilly, and the hills are honeycombed with tunnels. One entrance to the subterranean corridors is here. It's dark, damp, vines and spiderwebs festoon the entrance. Let's enter. Corridor twists and turns about 100 feet and ends in a tall, dusty cave. Someone has gone to considerable effort to carving runes in the walls with a stone knife. You look at them. With effort, you manage to decipher the messages. Most unsurprisingly are deranged rantings about boggarts and strange voices. Some of the words form a ritual. You can now cast a spell, Stone Guardian. Neat. Go away, bear. Not interested. You have to be very careful climbing down into the cave. It's very slippery and damp. Occasionally a spider web is brushing against your faces. Eventually you reach a large chamber. At the end of the cave you see a movement. A large reptilian head pokes out into the light. When it sees you, it hisses an alarm, and its family rushes forward. Giant lizards! That behavior is very rude. Go. Search the creature's lair, but you don't find anything more interesting than some heavily gnawed bones. The smell is pretty bothersome, even for you, so you don't linger. And that bear is gonna... Yep. Okay, bears. son of a... I'm going to kill you. Jerk. One of these places is the place I'm looking for. Let's look inside. Carefully enter the tunnel and find it overgrown with vines. You start hacking your way through the vines and walking over the slick stone floor, only to find that the vines get even thicker the further you progress. You hack and chop at the obstructing flora, but you only succeed in making your arms very tired. Your chopping technique isn't efficient enough. Maybe if you knew more about the way of the woods. Sure. It takes an hour to explore the tunnel. It's not that the tunnel is long, but it's very steep and slippery. It takes a while to recover every time you fall. Unfortunately, it comes to a dead end. You can't find anything else. Eventually you climb out. It's just as painful and slow in the other direction. This is probably it. Get a closer look at this cavern and start to notice peculiar things. You catch glimpses of translucent figures moving just at the edge of your field of vision. You turn... No, there's always nothing there. You hear whispering voices, just audible enough to be heard, but far too soft to make out any words. You start to get very nervous. This seems to be quite haunted. This is the soul place. I look useful, huh? You walk into a majestic hall, all shining, polished stone, grand pillars, elegant wall hangings. Despite the fact that you are underground, the chamber is warm, sweet-smelling, and pleasantly free of mold. And sounds really creepy. Yet all is not right. As you listen, you can hear the happy chirping of birds outside. If you listen more carefully, there is an undertone of moaning. Whispered sounds of pain and fear echo through this place, just at the edge of perception. A beautiful, imperious ferryman sits at the throne to the north, at the north end of the hall. As you look around, he smiles and waves for you to approach. Something about him, apart, of course, from the fact that he's a fairy, seems unusual. You can't really tell what it is from here. Maybe if you approached. I don't know, maybe he's a necromancer? Hi. You approach the fairy gentleman sitting on the throne. He looks odd. His skin has an odd waxy sheen. It's almost as if he's a mannequin, brought to life. His eyes are alert and bright, though, and alive with piercing intelligence. Welcome, visitors, customers. I am a creature of business, and I love greeting outsiders of a trading bent. You may call me Samael. I am the proprietor of the Vale of Sold. I've come here to free the spirit of a druid. His name was Owen. Yes, I have the spirit of this Owen fellow. I will release it for a certain payment. I desire a golden pelt, which the Temple of Brigantia currently has in its possession. Bring it to me and I will free his soul in a moment. Go and ask Adian at the temple for the golden pelt. If he will give it to you, and you bring it to me, I will release Ormshade. What is this pelt? Nobody knows what creature that pelt came from. That makes it unique, and its uniqueness makes it a valuable commodity. It is my price for freeing this foolish Orum fellow. The one who sent you knows where the pelt is. If you want it, speak to him. Okay, dude. Maybe if we can avoid getting molested by bears. Come on. There you go. Hey, dude. Samael will free Orum. All he requires is a golden pelt. Sighs. I was afraid of that. Orum's foolishness will lead us